Hayes.
Now the ball pops loose, and Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score!
Welcome to our first Sports Jam of November. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. This week we'll meet a football player from Hopkins who helped the Royals to one of their best seasons in recent years. And we'll talk football with the Maple Grove Crimson.
Leading it off, the state cross-country meet. The Wayzata boys and girls teams are looking to defend their titles. We'll start with the girls. Twin sisters Megan and Bethany Haas from Alexandria are 1-2, with Megan setting a new meet record with a time of 13 minutes 40.9 seconds. Wayzata's Anna French and Annika Lerdahl finish in a pack of runners, taking 7th and 8th place. Michaela Keller-Miller is 11th as the Trojans win the team title for a third straight year. Wayzata also a favorite in the boys race, and senior Connor Olson wins it with a time of 15 minutes 17.1 seconds. Hopkins' Joe Klecker is 3rd, and Jarrett Carpenter is 7th for Wayzata. The Trojans win the team title. We talked to Olson and boys coach Bill Miles about getting an individual and team championship in the same year.
I've coached kids who've been on state championship teams and state titleists, individual titleists, but not in the same year. I can think of a couple of athletes, and they both regretted. They said they enjoyed the team aspect more and made it possible for them to enjoy their individual title.
I'm just happy to be considered good enough to run with some of these guys, because I know I had it in the back of my head that I wanted to be a state champion, and I know I've just been working, and I know that sometimes it just doesn't work out, and I'm happy that it did work out today, and yeah, I'm just happy with the day.
Wayzata's boys race to the title with 47 points, while Hopkins wins a tiebreaker with Stillwater for second place. St. Michael Albertville is 4th. Individually in the area, Olson is 1st and Klecker 3rd. Carpenter and Ian Eklund are also in the top 10 for Wayzata. Owen Haft of Hopkins is 11th. The Wayzata girls run to a title again with 65 team points. Edina is 2nd and Wilmer is 3rd, followed by Eastridge in 4th. Individually, French and Lerdahl are 7, 8, and Miller 11th for Wayzata. Benilde and Totino Grace also get a runner in the top 50.
Now to football, where spots in the state playoffs were on the line for a handful of local teams, including Maple Grove. Plenty of Halloween costumes as the Crimson host White Bear Lake. Isaac Collins takes the handoff and follows his blockers in for a 5-yard TD. It's 7-0 Maple Grove after 1 quarter. Second quarter, and Brant Davison throws a swing pass to running back Clark Winnicky, and it's smooth sailing to the end zone from 22 yards out. Maple Grove leads it 14-0 at the half. Second half, and they really take control. Collins on the counter reads his blocks well to score for a 21-0 lead on their first possession of the third quarter. The Crimson defense is strong again, too. Watch the great diving interception by Grant Hemsey as the D pitches a shutout in this one. Maple Grove rolls to a 35-0 win. We'll hear from the Crimson later in the show.
After a close call in the section quarterfinals against Champlin Park, Osseo went on the road for a crossover game with Section 4's Eastridge. Halloween night fun in Woodbury with a spot in the state playoffs on the line. First series of the game, and Osseo goes for it on 4th and 2 from their own 31-yard line. But Justin Ekior is stopped for no gain. The Raptors take over on downs. Next play from scrimmage, and Eastridge quarterback Seth Green back to pass. He finds Bobby Remke open downfield, and it's a 31-yard touchdown to put Eastridge ahead 7-0. After another failed 4th down try by the Orioles, the Raptors score with the short field. Dominic London going 8 yards up the middle, and Eastridge is up 14-0. But the Orioles don't get rattled. Malik Gaylord with a quick drop back, and he'll throw here to Martellus Hughes for a 10-yard touchdown, and it's 14-7 in the second quarter. Up 17-7, the Raptors look like they might be driving for another score before halftime, but Green's pass is picked off by Demario Armstrong. Watch this run back by Armstrong. He weaves his way downfield, getting the Orioles in scoring position with a 64-yard return all the way to the Raptors' 29-yard line. Dean Lum kicked a field goal as time expired in the first half to make it 17-10. Second half, and the Orioles continue the comeback. Gaylord throws to Armstrong, 26 yards for a touchdown, and the game is tied at 17. Fourth quarter, just over 5 minutes to play, and Eastridge's Grant Ryersey with a field goal here puts his team ahead. It's a 38-yarder to make it 20-7 Raptors. The Orioles come back down the field. Gaylord, the Quadri was sorry. He had a big game running and catching. This play covers 16 yards and a first down. Eventually, they get down to a minute to go in the game. The Orioles looking to tie it with a 29-yard field goal attempt, with a try is wide left, and Eastridge hangs on to win it 20-17.
Wayzata's football team had a tough 2-6 regular season, but came up with a big win in the opening round of the playoffs against Minnetonka. Game 2 at second-ranked Rosemont does not go well, though. Rosemont capitalizes on a special teams mistake. Dimitri Williams scores from 3 yards out for a quick 7-0 Irish lead. Following a fumbled kickoff return by the Trojans, the option pitch goes to Williams, and he weaves in for a 16-yard touchdown. It's 14-0 Rosemont. Wayzata looking to punt, but the snap here is a little bit high, and the Irish smother the kick completely, and they get it at the Trojans' 7-yard line. Lowell Green takes the handoff around the right end and scores as Rosemont jumps on Wayzata for a 21-0 lead after the opening quarter. Rosemont starts every possession in Wayzata territory, and quarterback Jackson Erdman finishes with a dazzling run here, spinning through tackles and reaching the end zone. Rosemont crushes Wayzata 49-14 to oust the Trojans.
Totino Grace advanced to the semifinals in Class 6A last fall. The Eagles look to get back to state as they played host to the Stillwater Ponies. First quarter at Stillwater as DJ Sky rolls out. The pass is missed by the intended receiver. It goes right into the hands of Andrew Hoy. He rumbles into Grace territory. Ponies cap the drive with a touchdown and take a 6-0 lead. Kez Flomo barrels out of the backfield for the Eagles. He goes 28 yards as Totino Grace goes ahead 7-6. Third quarter, Lance Bennick on the keeper for Grace. He breaks a couple of tackles and fights his way to the end zone for a 16-yard touchdown, and it's 21-6 Eagles. Still in the third, the Ponies pinned on their own 2-yard line, and Preston Mackesy buries the runner for an Eagles safety. Fourth quarter, Ben Mazinga on the reverse, and he races it in for the score here as Totino Grace wins it 29-13, and they return to state. The Eagles are unseeded and face third seed Mounds View in the state quarterfinals Thursday night at 7 at Maple Grove High School. In other games last Friday, Hopkins lost to Lakeville North 26-7. Luke Branson rushed for 203 yards. And Benilde St. Margaret's lost big at De La Salle 70-33. Islanders was the final behind 6 combined touchdowns from quarterback Billy Hart. In Class 3A, Province Academy Stadium renovation still not complete, so the Lions played another game on their practice field. Good start for Providence. Ryan Richardson with a 5-yard touchdown run early in the first quarter gives the Lions a 7-0 lead. Tied at 7 in the second quarter when Glencoe quarterback Keaton Anderson keeps the ball himself, and he'll get to the front corner of the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown. Panthers lead 14-7. They're looking for more later in the second quarter. Big hole here for Teddy Peterson, but he is stripped of the ball by Providence cornerback Will Johnson. Connor White recovers it for the Lions, and it stays 14-7 at the half. Opening kickoff of the second half, and the Panthers get a big special teams play. They'll kick to White, who gathers it in on his own 18, but John Richer comes up and forces the ball loose. Anderson recovers at the Providence 25-yard line. A few plays later, Peterson runs through a huge hole up the middle, the score making it 20-7 Glencoe Silver Lake, and they go on to win it, eliminating Providence 28-7. So it's Totino Grace, Maple Grove, Jay, moving on in football.
Not a big surprise for them, and it ends quick when you're the team that falls on that night for some of the others. Up next, highlights from state soccer and section volleyball play as one local team returns to state after a long absence. Welcome back to Sports Jam.
And the section volleyball playoffs. After 2 exciting semifinal matches, it came down to Totino Grace and Champlin Park for the Section 5 3A championship. The Rebels execute the pass, the set, and the keel perfectly here. Janae Alderson finishes it up Champlain Park up 11-8 in the first set. Hannah Crimble's attack returned by the Eagles. Sydney Hilly, though, at the net to knock down the overpass. Rebels win at 25-20. Eagles fans looking for something to cheer about, and here Grace's Madison Kraler passes to Eliza Dolly. Brooke Sherman for the kill. Eagles down by 3. But Marissa Battendall-Vidal's ace late in the set helps give Champlain Park a 25-20 win and a 2-0 set lead. Peyton Studelberg of Champlain Park digs up the attack, and then it's Hilly to Alderson for the match's winning point. And Champlain Park sweeps Totino Grace, advancing the state for the first time in 13 years.
I'm so excited. I'm so proud of everyone involved. I'm proud of the team, thankful for the coaches and the fans. It's unbelievable right now.
And they were just a really good team. It was everything we expected. We practice our discipline, stay disciplined, do what we do, and don't worry about the other side, and it just came out to be pretty good.
The Rebels are the 5th seed for the state tournament. They play 4th seed Roseville in the quarterfinals Thursday morning at 9 at the XL Energy Center.
In Section 6 3A, Wayzata knocked off 2nd seed Hopkins in the semifinals. Scott Jackson's Trojans meeting top seed Eden Prairie in the final. And Wayzata starts strong. Kate Berg delivers a cross-court hit for a kill and a quick 9-3 lead in the first set. Later in that set, Tia Dilly-Starks gets a good swing and the Eagles can't return it. Wayzata leads 16-14 as they try to topple the 3-time defending section champs. But Eden Prairie closes strong. A great dig by Lauren Madison leads to a kill off the blockers by Abby Erkey as Eden Prairie scores the last 5 points to win 25-23. Second set, and Wayzata keeps it close. Morgan Baufield with the kill on the slide play, and the Trojans trail 13-12. But Eden Prairie pulls it out again. Erkey hammers home an overpass on the way to a 25-18 Eagles victory. And it's more of the same in the third. Ashley Brueggemann gets the kill here as Eden Prairie is headed back to state with a sweep of Wayzata.
Park Center made it back to the Section 5 2A volleyball final for the second year in a row. Pirates facing defending section champion Maple Lake for the title. First set, Maple Lake's Jen Pomagee to Amber Kluger hammers home an attack, 9-6 Irish. They go on to win the first set, 25-15. Pirates led for much of the second set. Maddie Mitchell floats in an ace serve. That puts Park Center up 12-9. But Maple Lake comes back. Olivia Marquette sets to Lindsay Rachel's big swing, good for a point. Maple Lake wins the second set, 25-22. Match point coming up here. Pirates get the pass and set, but Maple Lake's Emily Webb makes a big block in the middle for the winning point. Maple Lake wins in 3. It's the 4th straight section title for the Irish.
Now to soccer, where the Wayzata boys advance to the Class AA title game. The Trojans playing surging Anoka in the championship. First half, it's scoreless. David Almer's corner kick bounces to the foot of Arthur Perrins, and he'll laser the shot in for a 1-0 Trojans lead. A few minutes later, Anoka tries to tie it up, but Troy Luagi makes a nice save on the Tornadoes' header. For the second half, still 1-0. Anoka's free kick gets loose in the box, and Joshua Dobler knocks it in, and we are tied up at 1-1. And this one comes down to penalty kicks. Wayzata's Jared Stout puts his shot off the crossbar. And that opens the door for the Tornadoes. Michael Talbot scores the decisive goal. Wayzata settles for the runner-up spot. Anoka reached the final by taking a close match against Maple Grove. The Crimson had defeated the Tornadoes 5-1 during the season. First half, a free kick from just outside the box. Connor Hudala scores for a 1-0 Anoka lead. Second half, the Crimson go for the equalizer. Trevor Gift with a high ball in the middle, and Ben Zaver with the header. It bounces in, and we're tied at 1. It's scoreless through the rest of regulation and one overtime period, but in the second OT, Anoka's Philippe Genche sneaks between the defenders, scores the game winner. Maple Grove finishes 4th after a loss to Eastridge in the 3rd place game.
In Class A girls soccer, Park Center advanced to the semifinals. The Pirates meeting second seed Orono at St. Cloud. First half, Park Center with a corner kick. Ball winds up with Molly Monsenberger's shot goes over the net. The game remains 0-0. Orono gets on the board. Pirates keeper Emily Nelson trying to clear, but instead knocks it off the head of Orono's Carly Hewitt, giving the Spartans a 1-0 lead. 4.5 minutes later, Orono adds to its lead. Class A Ms. Soccer, Sophie Babel driving home the free kick, and the Spartans lead 2-0. Midway through the second half, Babel strikes again for a goal. The Spartans go on to win 4-0. Pirates did bounce back in the third-place game, shutting out Hill Murray.
Still really good seasons for all three of those local teams, though, John.
Absolutely. State tournament back at St. Cloud again next year. Still to come, our plays of the week and a chat with Maple Grove football. Tyler Lee took over as Hopkins starting quarterback midway through the season and led the Royals to 5 wins in 6 games, including a victory in the first round of sections. Jason Melillo profiles the senior quarterback in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
Tyler Lee is a soft-spoken and very humble kid.
He's not going to be the one that leads the team in cheers or anything like that.
But on the football field, Lee's legs and right arm can talk pretty loud. Lee's ascension to QB1 has come with some adversity. He was Hopkins' starter last year, but a broken collarbone in Week 2 effectively ended his season. Then he was beat out for the starting job this fall by junior Oscar Johnson. But through it all, Lee always believed he had the skills to lead the Hopkins offense.
I was disappointed last year with my injury, and then trying to come back on it and just hurting it again is always disappointing. You know, only playing like 2 games total, and not winning the starting job is disappointing, but you just got to keep your head up and keep fighting for it.
Lee became the starting quarterback midway through this season after the Royals lost 2 of their first 3 games. With Lee calling the signals, Hopkins went on a 4-game win streak and then beat Edina in the first round of the section tournament.
I do think that there's a real sense of belief in him by the rest of the team, and I think that's an important facet to have as a quarterback.
I feel like the team reacted in a positive way because last year he was our starting QB, and at the beginning of the season we were kind of struggling, and a lot of us felt that Tyler could help, and so once he got in, he did help, and we've been getting the job done so far.
Lee is a versatile dual-threat quarterback. He can throw the long ball for sure, but Lee also has that uncanny ability to make something happen when a play breaks down. Hopkins fans like to call him Tyler Football, comparing Lee to the dynamic playmaker Johnny Manziel, who's known as Johnny Football.
Being compared to Johnny Manziel, you know, he can run well and pass well, and we joke around about it a lot.
I think it's a really cool thing. I mean, he can run really well, just like Johnny Manziel can. So, I mean, I laugh about it. I think it's really cool.
There might not be anyone who's more proud of Lee than Eric Swenson. Swenson is not only Lee's coach, but also his stepfather. Swenson and his wife Vicky, who is Lee's aunt and the head coach of the Hopkins volleyball team, took in Tyler and his 3 siblings after their mother was murdered in 2006.
Yeah, you can't imagine it. I mean, it's besides the personal pride that I have because I consider him my son, I mean, I'm so proud of him in that regard and all he's done and all he continues to do. But you feel really, really great knowing, like you said, the backstory and that there's a real happy ending to this.
Hopkins' season came to an end Friday when the Royals lost to Lakeville North. Lee tells us he hasn't heard from many colleges yet, but he definitely wants to try to play football on the next level. Jay talks football with the Maple Grove Crimson when Sports Jam returns.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Another impressive playoff win for the Maple Grove football team as they moved to 9-1 by taking care of White Bear Lake. We're joined by a couple of guys that helped to make it happen, Ben Shoults and Adam Brant. And you guys came out and kind of same as last week, just kind of slowly but surely put your will on the other team, it looked like, and same score as the Coon Rapids game. How did you guys feel like you played against White Bear?
I thought we played pretty well. We came out a little slow in the first half, only put up 14, but I think at halftime we got it together and came out better and ended up putting up 35. And I was happy with our performance, but you can always do better.
Yeah, Coach Lombardi said at halftime that he thought, you know, season control early in the third quarter was going to be really big, and that's exactly what happened. Did he get on you guys a little bit at halftime, or was it more just, you know, kind of keeping things going the way they were?
Yeah, he got on us a little bit because, I mean, like I said, we can play better than we did in the first half, and we just tried to come out in the third quarter, and like you said, come out in the beginning of the third quarter and pound them and get 14 points in the third quarter, and I think that helped us a lot in getting the win today.
Got a couple of good backs, but there are a lot of plays where they go a ways before they're even touched. Talk about the performance of your O-line tonight and all year.
I mean, I couldn't be prouder of the guys that I'm playing next to. They came in, they're doing work all season, and they're opening up great holes for our backs, and we just try to preach pounding them.
All season long, it's looked like you guys were one of the best teams in Class 6A. Now you're in the final 8. You know, what's it going to take to string together a couple more wins along the way here?
I think definitely preparation. We got a day in, day out at practice, get our minds right, get good reps, fast reps, and play it like it's a game.
All right, congratulations. Have fun in the state tournament.
Thank you.
And Adam Brant, playing a lot on defense and on offense here tonight. How did you feel about this performance for your club?
I thought we had a really solid first quarter. In the second quarter, our defense struggled a little bit getting off the field. We preached that 3 and outs. We really want to get that done. But third quarter, we came out, had tons of 3 and outs. Our offense did their job, and we handled business.
I know you obviously weren't thrilled when they did get that one drive right before halftime. However, you got to stop inside the 10. Did that sort of salvage that one for you guys defensively a little bit?
Yeah, we've always talked about goal line stance, how we have to toughen up down there, and we have to embrace that. And I think down there was the first time this season when that happened, so that's really good to see.
Not that White Bear Lake isn't a good team because they've come on late in the year, but obviously the road kind of gets tougher little by little as you go. Are you guys ready for that now heading into that final 8?
Oh, yeah, we look forward to that. Playing better competition just makes the game more fun, and we really look forward to playing better teams.
Obviously, late in the season, you had the one loss. How did you feel that you guys responded to that? Did it help in the long run?
Oh, for sure helped in the long run. Our team kind of got a wake-up call that we can't just show up and beat everybody up and down the field, so we started working a lot harder in practice, and we've got a lot better since then.
You guys went a long way last year, obviously got a taste of playing in the state playoffs. Do you think that helps for the returning guys especially?
Yeah, I think we're being more focused this time now that we know that the competition is so tough no matter what seed you are. So that last year loss, I think, is going to help us push forward farther in the playoffs this year.
All right, great job here tonight and all season long for you guys. Have fun in the state tournament.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Adam Brant, Ben Shoults, a couple of the standouts for the Maple Grove guys as they are now 9-1. And again, heading into the state playoffs, here's a look at how things will stack up, where they'll be playing and who they'll be playing, and then a look at our plays of the week.
Intercepted.
Healy attacks and fouls it home. Blocked by McCarrick.
High school sports are back for another year on Channel 12. You can catch all of the regular season telecasts live on the web through our website at 12.tv. Blocked by Hayes. And for the first time this fall, watch over 20 prep games live on Channel 12. Football, volleyball, and soccer from throughout the northwest suburbs live on Channel 12, your local source.
Thompson firing, and he scored.
For a complete list of games, go to 12.tv.
It's an event full of art and much more. Don't miss the Plymouth Arts Fair on November 15th and 16th at the Plymouth Creek Center. Get more details at 12.tv under In the Community.
Our game of the week is state volleyball quarterfinal action as Champlin Park meets Roseville. The match is Thursday morning at 9. Catch the replays on Channel 12 and 12.tv Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 4 p.m. That'll do it for this week's show.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time here on Sports Jam.